It's DaxTheAnimal from Twitch.tv with Chapter 2-3 of Resident Evil 4 Professional No Damage. This chapter is easier than the last one. Remember during the end of the last chapter when I told you to do it as quickly as possible? Don't pick up any of the stuff in the cabin? Well, you can pick all that stuff up now, so you didn't actually lose anything. And if you tried to pick up that stuff before, you probably would have ran into space issues anyway. Because I used a lot of ammo and grenades during that fight to clear out space to pick up more grenades. Just a little bit more looting out here before visiting the merchant. And then you have a choice coming up. You can pull a lever to the left and deal with a bunch of Ganados, including the Bella sisters, which are these two ladies with chainsaws. Or you can pull the lever to the right and deal with one El Gigante. That's much simpler. Then you have a choice there too. You could just buy another RPG if you want to clear out the space for it. Buy it, shoot the dude, take his pesetas, loot the entire environment. But I would rather just hold on to my grenades and ammo. So you run to about here, shoot those 3 chains. This will make things easier for you later. Shoot this boulder down and run over here. Now the El Gigante is going to appear behind that boulder. Because you dropped it down, he has to destroy it, which is going to stall him. Make Ashley wait there so she doesn't block you in that doorway, because you have to pick up that old key to escape this area. This is the only bit of loot that I worry about picking up here, is that purple gem. It's for the elegant mask. I use bullets on these chains because, yes, you can knife them, but if you don't position it just right, the knife will just go through them. Really annoying hit detection. So see, that part can be easy peasy. Just don't worry about fighting the dude, and don't worry about picking up every little thing. That's just a file on the left. That's why I ignored it. Now there's a whole lot of nothing here for a little bit. We're gonna ride a lift. It's pretty much the only time in the game where you'll be able to make use of the Punisher handgun's ability to shoot multiple enemies at once. Because some of these lifts, they have 2 guys on them, and you can just shoot one bullet and knock both of those guys off. If you want to make this even easier, there's 2 guys on the left, you can snipe them. You should be able to hit them with the pistol too, but I just wanted to make it simple. I didn't feel like dealing with Leon's shaky aim. Here's the one part in the game where Ashley's charming. Is every time you get a kill, she'll do a little fist pump. There it is. See that right there? Hit 2 enemies at once. The Punisher. But yeah, this part's very easy. It's just a long ride. It's a little more hectic if you don't snipe those guys on the left beforehand, but not that bad. If you let these enemies get too close, they'll start throwing stuff at you. And they have incredible aim, so you will get hit. They've got that aim bot, no doubt. Yeah, this chapter is nowhere near as action-packed as the previous one. There's really not that much to talk about here. A little bit more looting going on. There is one interesting bit coming up, because it all goes wrong. Right down here, Make Ashley wait right here because there's 2 enemies around this corner. I always handle this the same way. I back up, wait for that guy to throw dynamite, just use the audio. And then I come back. You see that guy right there that threw that? I didn't expect him to be there because usually he hops over the sandbags and gets blown up by the dynamite. But he decided not to. It's the first time I've ever seen it. I thought about redoing this, but there's value in showing the things that can go wrong. And even though I was getting headshot after headshot, instead of dying, they were just being annoying. So I switched to the shotgun. Now I look up here because this enemy, every once in a while, this enemy will actually aggro when you're still on the lift. And he'll walk all the way down there and wait at the top of the ladder for you. Sometimes he sprouts a Plagas, sometimes he doesn't. And you see how he did that pitchfork lunge? I blew his head off and he kept doing it. That will always happen. If an enemy is in the middle of an attack animation, you blow their head off and they sprout a Plagas, that attack animation will not be canceled. If I was any closer, I would have been hit. So that whole section went really, really wrong.
Follow me.
I would say, honestly, 9 times out of 10, you could do what I just did, and that first enemy will get blown up.
Welcome.
Just gonna sell some stuff. You only need 4 incendiary grenades for the upcoming boss, and that'll take care of him. That's all you need for the whole fight.
Is that all, stranger?
So I go ahead and sell 2 of them,
Thank you.
just to clear out a little space.
Come back anytime.
Pick up that TMP ammo to sell it as well. Finally gonna sell this beer stein that we picked up forever ago.
What are you selling? Thank you.
So that 1 gem that I was missing in the mask, you find that by taking the left path back at the beginning of this chapter. You can do that if you want. You can go back and do both paths. But the game's long enough. It's really not worth it. Here we go. I have my incendiary grenade ready. He starts out with a QTE. Throw 1 grenade. Wait for him to recover from it. He does a little twitch there. You throw the second one. He goes into a second phase. Throw a third one and run to this corner and look right next to the barrel. Don't look at him. This is another enemy that's affected by the camera. If you look at him while you're standing there, he will do this jab attack from a distance. Not only does that hit you, it will instantly kill you. If you don't do it that way, this is probably one of the hardest parts in the game. So you can take this really difficult bit and turn it into something that's extremely easy. Now we're going to do some looting. There's grenades, there's ammo, there's herbs. You can see I have so much ammo that it's actually becoming a problem. We're getting very close to being able to buy the large case. The next chapter is going to have a lot of inventory management right at the beginning. Lots of goodies become available.
Are you okay, Leon?
Ashley runs up to ask if you're okay, like she actually cares. Now, luckily on the way back, you don't actually have to ride the lift. It just skips it. You get on the lift and it just teleports you to the other side.
Welcome.
Mercifully,
got a selection. What are you selling? Thank you.
More selling, really racking up the pesetas here, which is good because of all the stuff we're going to buy at the beginning of the next chapter. Mendez decided to use his fake eye for the retinal scanner, which is a strange choice, but convenient for us, I guess. That's what I was talking about with the teleport. The one time the game decides to not be tedious. Thanks, game. There's just one more little combat bit with a fun strategy. I actually really like doing this part.
Wait.
There's some ammo right next to the door. I just tell Ashley to wait so she doesn't have a chance to do anything stupid. This guy will run over his friends. They make these great thump noises. All you have to do is hit that guy once. His head will pop. The truck will crash the same way every time. And this is the fun strategy I was talking about. You just turn around and look at the door and back up this whole way. Because enemies come through that door. But there's not actually an animation for it. So they just wait for you to look away from the door and teleport those enemies in. As long as you're looking at the door, it'll never happen. So I back all the way up the hill. And this gives me plenty of time to loot these barrels. I think it's worth it. The Velvet Blue alone is worth $2,500. You have plenty of time to run to the end of the chapter. Those enemies will never get close. Difficulty's about to ramp up in the next chapter. We're finally at the castle. I'll see you there.